Hello, I'm Nikki Newman. This is my official YouTube channel. Please subscribe and support us.
The Young and the Restless spoilers. Welcome back to our channel. Everyone, it's a wild Tuesday in the soap universe. And honestly, we have so much to unpack today that my head is spinning. Grab a coffee, or maybe something stronger, because the drama in Genoa City is reaching absolute peak chaos right now. Let's just dive right into this mess. So I have been staring at my screen for the last 3 hours trying to process what is actually happening right now on The Young and the Restless, and honestly, I am just so tired. But I care so much about this show and these characters that I can't just log off and go to sleep without talking about this absolute bombshell that the writers just dropped on us. You guys know what I'm talking about, the Malcom Winters situation. The absolute nightmare that Lily Winters is currently living through. I mean, we have been watching this storyline build up for a few weeks now, and it has been heavy, really heavy. Malcom's life has been hanging by a thread, and the whole energy in Genoa City has just been so dark and depressing. And I get it, soaps need high stakes, but watching Lily cry in that hospital waiting room day after day has been breaking my heart. And let's just be real for a second, the Winters family has been through enough. They have lost so much over the years. The ghost of Neil Winters still hangs over everything they do, and losing Malcom now would just be the final nail in the coffin for that family's happiness. So the stakes are literally life and death. The doctors have been saying for days that Malcom needs a bone marrow donor and that time is running out. And of course, nobody in the immediate family is a match. Because this is a soap opera and nothing can ever be easy. Devon wasn't a match. Lily wasn't a match. The registries were coming up empty. It was just this crushing, suffocating feeling of hopelessness. I was honestly starting to think the writers were actually going to kill Malcom off. Which, by the way, would have caused a massive riot on social media. The fans on Twitter have been losing their minds all week begging the writers not to do this. But then we get this miracle, or at least what we thought was a miracle. The doctor comes out, looking all serious, and drops the news that they found a match. A single, solitary match in the entire system, and the name on that file, Cane Ashby. I literally screamed at my television, "Cane Ashby, are you kidding me?" Of all the people in the world, of all the random strangers or distant relatives they could have pulled out of a hat, it's Cane. The collective gasp from the Y and our fandom must have registered on the Richter scale. Because bringing Cane back into the fold right now in this specific way is just such a massive, calculated move by the writers. And at first, I was actually kind of thrilled. Maybe I'm being too soft, but I used to love Lily and Cane together. The Lane shippers have been starved for years, and a part of me thought, okay, this is it. This is Cane's big redemption arc. He's going to ride into town, save Malcom's life, and prove to Lily that he is a changed man. And Lily's reaction was just everything. The sheer shock on her face, followed by this overwhelming wave of gratitude. You could see the weight of the world lifting off her shoulders. For a split second, she didn't care about the past. She didn't care about the divorce or the lies or any of the messy history they share. All she cared about was that her uncle was going to live. It was this beautiful, emotional moment of pure relief. She was probably thinking about how they shared children, how they shared this deep history, and how maybe, just maybe, the universe was giving them a second chance to heal. I was sitting here getting a little teary-eyed myself, thinking about how poetic it would be for Cane to be the savior of the Winters family. But wow, was I wrong? I was so wrong. And the writers absolutely played me for a fool. Because the joy was incredibly short-lived, like blink and you miss it short. Cane doesn't just show up at Genoa City Memorial Hospital ready to roll up his sleeve and be a hero. Oh no, that would be too easy. That would be too decent. Instead, Cane walks in, and he has this look on his face. You know the look. That calculated, smug, slightly desperate look that he gets when he is scheming. And he doesn't come with open arms, he comes with a briefcase. And inside that briefcase is a secret contract. I can't even believe I am typing this right now, but Cane is literally holding his bone marrow hostage. He is demanding full executive control of Chancellor Winters in exchange for saving Malcolm's life. Just let that sink in for a minute. Let the absolute vile, toxic reality of that demand wash over you. He is looking at his ex-wife, the mother of his children, a woman who is currently watching her beloved uncle die, and he is using that impending death as a bargaining chip in a corporate takeover. It is so dark. It is so incredibly ruthless that I am honestly struggling to reconcile this version of Cane with the man we used to know. I mean, what were they thinking? What was Cane thinking? Who actually believes this is going to end well for him? Does he really think he can blackmail his way into the CEO chair and then what? Just go to board meetings and pretend everything is fine? Does he think Lily is ever, in a million years, going to forgive him for this? It is pure, unadulterated blackmail, and it is sickening. And you know, I have to stop and ask myself, is this out of character for Cane? Maybe I'm being too harsh and forgetting his past. Let's be real, Cane has always had a complicated relationship with the truth. We all remember the fake identity storyline, the whole Colin and Genevieve mess, the constant lies to protect himself. He has always been a survivor, and he has always been ambitious. But there is a huge difference between lying about your background and literally letting a man die unless you get a corner office. This feels like a massive leap into straight-up villainy. The writers are turning him into a monster. And part of me hates it because it ruins the legacy of the character. But another part of me, the tired blogger who just wants good television, is kind of obsessed with how messy this is. It is top-tier soap opera drama. It is disgusting, but I cannot look away. So now we have Lily standing there, completely paralyzed by this impossible, agonizing choice. And the acting in these scenes is going to be phenomenal. You just know it. Lily is a strong woman. She has survived cancer. She has survived prison. She has survived losing Neil. She has built Chancellor Winters into this massive empire alongside Devon. It is her legacy. It is Neil's legacy. It is everything she has worked for. And now she is staring at a piece of paper that will strip all of that away from her and hand it over to the man who broke her heart. But if she doesn't sign it, Malcom dies. It's that simple. Cane is the only match. There is no plan B. There is no hidden registry they haven't checked. The clock has run out. How do you even make that choice? If she lets Malcom die, she will never forgive herself. The guilt would destroy her. She would look in the mirror every day and know that she could have saved him, but chose a company over his life. But if she signs the contract, she is betraying Devon, she is betraying Neil's memory, and she is rewarding the most despicable act of emotional terrorism we have seen on this show in years. She would be handing the keys to the kingdom to a man who is proving, right in this very moment, that he is completely unfit to lead anything. And let's talk about Devon for a second. Oh my God, Devon is going to absolutely lose his mind when he finds out about this. Devon already has major trust issues and a massive temper when it comes to the company and his family. When he learns that Cane is back in town and holding Malcolm's life for ransom, Devon might actually kill him. I am not even exaggerating. The hostility between Devon and Cane has always been simmering just below the surface, but this is going to blow the roof off of Chancellor Winters. Devon will probably try to find a legal loophole or hire somebody to force Cane into the procedure, but you can't exactly force a medical procedure on someone. Cane has all the leverage. Legally, ethically, medically, it's a complete nightmare. I keep thinking about the fans on social media and how they are going to react to this. The Lane fans are going to be devastated. Any hope of a romantic reunion is completely dead in the water now. You can't come back from this. You can't blackmail your ex-wife with her dying uncle and then ask her out on a date. It's over. But the fans who love corporate drama, they are going to eat this up. Because Chancellor Winters has been a little boring lately, let's be honest. It's been a lot of meetings and podcasts and polite disagreements. We needed a bomb to go off in that company, and Cane Ashby just walked in with a nuclear warhead. And I just keep picturing the scene where Lily actually has to pick up the pen. You know they are going to drag this out for at least 3 episodes. Lily pacing the room, Lily crying. Lily screaming at Cane, calling him a monster, begging him to just do the right thing for once in his life. And Cane just standing there, cold and detached, tapping his watch, reminding her that Malcolm's organs are failing while they argue. It makes me sick to my stomach just thinking about it. Will he show any remorse? Will there be a flicker of guilt in his eyes? Or has he completely lost his soul? Maybe, just maybe, there is a twist coming. Because this is Y&R, and things are rarely exactly what they seem. Is it possible that someone put Cane up to this? Could Victor Newman be pulling the strings behind the scenes? We know Victor loves to mess with the Abbotts and the Winters families, or maybe Tucker McCall is involved. It just feels so extreme for Cane to orchestrate this entirely on his own. He had to have lawyers draft that contract. He had to know he was a match before he even walked into the room. He planned this. He waited until Malcom was literally at death's door to maximize his leverage. That takes a level of cold-blooded calculation that almost feels borrowed from someone else. I am just spitballing here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we find out Cane is acting as a proxy for someone even more dangerous. But even if he is, it doesn't absolve him. He is still the one standing in the hospital holding the pen. And what happens if Lily signs it? Let's play this out. She signs the paper. Cane goes into surgery. Malcom gets the transplant and lives. Everyone is happy for about 5 minutes until Cane walks into the Chancellor Winters building, kicks his feet up on the CO desk, and starts firing people. The fallout would be catastrophic. Lily would be ousted from her own family's legacy. Devon would go to war. The board of directors would be in chaos. And Malcom. How is Malcom going to feel when he wakes up and finds out that his life cost Lily her entire career and the family business? Malcom is a proud man. He would be furious. He might even say he would rather have died than let Cane take over. The guilt that Malcom will feel could tear the family apart all over again. Honestly, the more I write about this, the more exhausted I feel. It is just so heavy. The writers are really putting Lily through the ringer this year. First, all the relationship drama, the constant battles at work, and now this. She can't catch a break, and it makes me wonder what the endgame is here. Are they setting Lily up to have a complete breakdown? Or is this the crucible that is going to forge her into the most ruthless businesswoman in Genoa City? Because if she survives this, if she finds a way to save Malcom and then destroy Cane afterward, she will be unstoppable. Victor Newman better watch his back if Lily Winters decides to go full scorched earth. I really want to know what you guys think about this. Are you as disgusted with Cane as I am, or do you think there is more to the story? Do you think Lily should sign the contract, or should she call his bluff? Because honestly, part of me wonders if it is a bluff. Would Cane really just walk out of the hospital and let Malcom die? Could he live with that? I don't know anymore. I thought I knew who Cane Ashby was, but this storyline has completely rewritten the character in my eyes. And look, I know I'm rambling a bit here, but my mind is just racing with all the possibilities. We haven't even talked about how this is going to affect the other storylines. With everything happening in Vegas with Adam and Nick, and the absolute mess between Jack, Diane, and Nikki, Genoa City is just a powder keg right now. Everyone is dealing with life-altering trauma all at the same time. It feels like the show is gearing up for a massive reset. Sweets Month is going to be absolutely insane. I am going to keep watching, obviously, because I am addicted to the pain at this point. But I am going to need the writers to give Lily a win eventually. Just one small win. Because watching her get tortured by the men in her life is getting really old. She deserves better. Malcom deserves better. The memory of Neil Winters deserves better than to be used as leverage in a hostile takeover. I'm going to wrap this up before I start screaming at my keyboard again. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and please tell me I'm not the only one who is completely stressed out by this show right now. I need to go take a walk or something and clear my head before tomorrow's episode. Because if Cane actually forces her to sign the paper on screen, I might actually throw my remote at the TV. Stay tuned, guys. It's going to be a very, very bumpy ride.